Miami is the spot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a spot.
Reading deeply into this answer, ask me anything.
No, nothing bad. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead.
We know you are a big fan of Florida. I also think this is nothing. I think when you talk to most NBA players, the three cities they mention, New York, Miami, and LA, especially to Marcus's point, if you're coming from a small market. And I just think this was engaging. Now, I am fully aware that Giannis was probably smirked when he was answering these questions and was like, this is going to get him going. Because, yeah, it is. But I also think if there is any truth to New York, I don't know what the Knicks' flexibility is. They obviously are on an incredible run this year. But I think you got to look at Brooklyn as, like, a piece of this conversation. Now, I don't know how quickly they would be prepared to win. And I think winning is a big piece of whatever Giannis is going to do next. But if he can get on board with the timeline.
Yeah. The Heat need a superstar, too. Stephen A.?
Both of you are wrong.
Oh.
You're wrong.
Oh.
This is something, and let me tell you why it's something. Because if you talk to members of the New York Knicks, they certainly believe they have a possibility. And they believe they have a possibility for one reason and one reason alone. They think it's possible that Giannis will say he wants to be in New York. That's why. Because when you have a superstar of his magnitude, obviously, even though he has 2 years left on his deal plus a player option, if he makes it clear that he doesn't want to be a part of an organization, that's not a location you're going to move him to. And because that's the reality, you'll probably need a third team if it were to happen, because of the numbers involved and the players that the New York Knicks would give up wouldn't be enough, because what players would be enough for Giannis? But in the end, if this superstar, and he is a superstar, if this brother says, I want to be traded to the New York Knicks, and he tells Milwaukee that, and Milwaukee gets on the phone and tries to work out a deal with the New York Knicks, it most certainly could be done under those circumstances. Those are the only circumstances it could happen. It can't be where they're competing against a bunch of people. No, it has to be Giannis like, I want to go there. And they believe it's possible he may say that.
What about the
So
Heat?
to me, it leaves it open. Well,
what
of
about
course.
the Nets?
The Heat is,
are those possible?
Well, the Heat, not the Nets. The Nets.
Why?
I got to disagree, right? I think the Nets can possibly be
If
there.
Giannis says it.
But I don't. No, it's not Giannis.
That's what I'm talking about, what
Milwaukee.
Giannis going to say.
It's
If Giannis coming to
Milwaukee,
New York,
though.
he ain't going to Brooklyn.
So is Milwaukee. What if they don't want the assets that New York coming up with? What if they want to blow it up and start it all over? Brooklyn has
everything is predicated, Marcus, on Giannis saying where he wants to go. That's what I'm saying.
Wherever he says he wants to go, that they're going to send him wherever, no matter what the package is.
He should go to New York or Florida.
I don't think they just go.
I'm not saying they don't care what the package is.
He should go where it makes him
They got to
happy.
make sure they get an equitable package.
Hey, I got to ask you this question. So if y'all get to the finals, no, just say if New York win the finals and Giannis say, I want to go to New York,
Now
are you changing that team and getting Giannis?
Good question,
Good
Marcus.
question.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
I would
my
too.
apologies.
I just wanted to see what you were going to
My
say.
apologies. My apologies
You were good with your
to
superstar.
anybody. My apologies outside of Jalen Brunson. My apologies to every player, every assistant, every manager, every equipment manager, the custodial workers, the security guard and security is always good to me. I love them. I love all them brothers. Damn it, I'd give up myself for Giannis to be in New York if it mattered. I mean, I don't give a damn what it is. Giannis?
So it's not about championships.
Giannis in New York?
So is it about championships or is it about Giannis?
July?
No. I'm saying to you, Giannis will come and win one.
We need June to happen because we need to know what's going
I
on.
agree with
this
that,
is
too.
just the first domino that would be falling.
Sure.
By the way, Monica.
Suggesting that he's leaving you a little breadcrumb, that he's leaving you a little hint that in this offseason where all the speculation will be about his departing Milwaukee and where does he want to go, that he means New York. Monica McNutt, was that something or nothing?
Listen, Greeny, we all are. What three cities get mentioned anytime guys are asked their favorite NBA cities?
New York, LA. I would
You know
have
the
to
last
say
Miami. Yeah. Like, duh. Like, this is any.
He doesn't want to spill the tea.
Yeah, oh, I got it. So, like, this is nothing. And I get it. Emotions are high in New York. There could be no wrong. The Pope went to Villanova. Like, the whole thing. It's great here in New York. But no, this is nothing.
This is nothing.
Nothing.
The idea that the Knicks might try to get Giannis. Well, let me reframe the question. The Knicks are now in the Final Four without Giannis, with this Villanova-led group and all the rest of that. Who knows you know, what influence the Pope has over all of that. But you know what I'm saying? What's that?
It was the anointing of the day.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, like, are the Knicks fans that you guys hear from, like, are they all still saying, oh, get us Giannis, whatever we have to do to give up? Because what you're giving up,
of course,
is this group that everyone has fallen in love with that has taken this team now to the Final Four.
They use it as the safety net if the Knicks can't win a championship this year. That's what stuff like that is. Now, if Road City to me is the key phrase. If it was just city, then you can probably get hype. But Road City means he likes to visit, but maybe doesn't want to quite live here. But that's one of the worst kept secrets in the league. He loves New York, a big Greek community in this city, of course, somewhere he's very comfortable visiting.
Also
in fact, when their season ended, the first place he was seen is in Manhattan. It is not something that is a surprise. He also did wax poetic about Wisconsin and Florida.
You know where else there's a big African population, not just New York, also in Houston, Texas.
That's where I'm at. Okay, we're on the same page here. I will also add, all we know about Giannis, he's extremely savvy. There are no tax breaks in New York. I just want to call that out. So everybody just calm down.
But do you know where there are tax breaks?
I do.
In Texas.
Is this a commercial?
Shameless plug.
Yeah. So you're talking about the Rockets. I feel like I heard a lot of conversation about San Antonio coming out of the draft lottery and all that, which last time I checked, my atlas is also in the state of Texas. And might make, if I'm Giannis right now and I'm looking at the situations, if my goal, see, one of the complicated things that we do when we start assessing where people should go is we start assuming we know what their priorities are. People's priorities in life are allowed to be whatever they want them to be. I've been doing this 30 years. I'm always trying to put someone in a place where they could win another championship. The late, great Kobe Bryant, I remember when he signed his last deal in LA. I remember saying on the air, you know what? He should have tried to go somewhere else where he could have a chance to win at the very end of his career. But obviously, he knew best. It was important to him to finish there and whatever the reasons were, they were.
Steph Curry last year.
And Steph as well, and LeBron and all the rest of that. So maybe what he's interested in is worrying about where he wants to live and where he wants to finish, you know, the second chapter of his career. But if it was just about winning, if his number one priority was winning a championship again, where should he want to go?
That's a tough question because, you know, all these teams have to give up so much to actually get them. Like,
so don't you dare say what I think you're about to say with that in mind.
So are they even in position to say they're going to win a championship? Like Milwaukee is not in position to say they're going to win a championship. So staying there is also, you know, is not what he wants to be.
Where he going?
My opinion, and I'm going to say this because I doubled back on it a couple weeks ago.
Say with your chest.
I'm going to say Miami.
Yep.
Like, I love Miami. Yep. I love the fit. I love the style. I think he can get other guys to come out there. And actually, I think Pat Riley might have to take a little step down because you're getting a guy like that. So now he builds it around him. No,
Monica's very upset.
But then that kind of puts you in a position where if you get Bam to go to Milwaukee, it's something that tightens it now that Milwaukee don't feel like they left
Marcus,
out
you
with nothing.
You just said you're going to have to give up so much to get this guy. That's going to be Milwaukee South.
Bam,
there's nothing
you
around.
get Bam, you do some stuff with Tyler Hero. No, you take Bam out.
trade Bam, okay.
You take Bam to Milwaukee, maybe Tyler Hero. Now we don't have to start all the way over if I'm Milwaukee. Now maybe we don't have to start at the bottom and try to do what OKC do because everybody can't do that.
But Miami now just looks like the same team he just left in Milwaukee in Miami.
Every team is going to look like that because they have to.
But they have
Houston
No,
doesn't
not
have
every
to.
team.
Houston
Golden
doesn't have
State
to.
won't look the same. Like,
Talk to me.
But who
Giannis is 30 years old. He's a walking 30 points on 12 rebounds on 60% shooting from the field. He needs a paint to roam. He is one of the most relentless at the rim, and he needs shooting. And to me, that's what they bet on in Milwaukee, which is great, but also the defense took a step back by adding Dame and losing Drew. In Golden State, you're tag teaming. The only issue I have, but at first, like, you're tag teaming with the greatest shooter of all time. Like, they had an issue with size on the interior, but they also like to play small ball, and now you can use him as a roamer, a switcher defensively. Like, if I see Steph and Giannis, that is a match made in heaven, basketball heaven to me. So, you know, I'm looking at the circumstance. The only issue I have
Đây, móc xuống đây. Tiếp tục móc. Đấy, móc như thế này là được. Cứ luân phiên từng mũi nha. Rồi mũi tiếp. Mũi nữa này. Đấy, cứ móc luân phiên cho mình. Đấy, mình cứ làm lần lượt này. Thêm một mũi nữa là xong hàng này nhé. Đây, móc thêm một mũi nữa. Rồi, bây giờ sẽ đổi màu len nhé. Mình đổi màu len. Mình móc sang cái màu len hồng nhé mọi người.